All right, we're officially recording right now. So this actually is our sixth Zoom. Now I have, oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry guys, I'm gonna mute you all. And if you wanna talk, you can unmute yourself. So yes, I think we're all muted. Oh, silence. That makes a big difference. But if you want to interact with this, please, please, please feel free to interact, because I unless I have a lot to say, it's not a monologue. But here we are, number 6 Zoom. I honestly never dreamt that we would go this far. Here we are 6 weeks into what we were going to do for 30 days. But you guys, this has actually become a lifestyle for me. And I am finding out that again, whether I think we will be at least into October, so we can all meet each other face to face and have a happy hour in Orlando, which is going to be so much fun. But I find for myself that I am rather addicted to changing what's going on the inside of me and seeing these breakthroughs. And I have a feeling that because the human personality is so complicated, and those things that we have spent our whole lives, and I wouldn't say things, I'm going to say lies, that we've spent our lives believing about ourselves, don't turn around overnight. At least for me, unless maybe some of you are like the superstars and you can just change like that, I'm finding for me that 30 days, 21 days to change a habit, nah, I think I'm going to need a whole lot longer. It's going to take me a lifetime to continue to wash away old belief systems and continue to walk in these places that I know that I'm called to walk in, and to really know who I am, who the DNA that God created me to be. I think it's going to be quite a bit of a journey for me to go there. So I'm on this for the long haul. I'm loving the changes that I'm seeing in my life, my culture around me, my family even. So I'm on the journey, and I'm very committed. Now, I began to really start asking about, just kind of putting the question out and saying, God, what do you want? What do you want to say this next Sunday night? What's on the agenda? What do you have for me? And basically, because what I'm building for me, I'm giving to you. And I heard the word persistence. Now, remember last time, 2 weeks ago, the word was endurance. And we talked about endurance 2 weeks ago, but the word persistence came up. And I started doing a little bit of searching around on persistence. And wow, was I excited what I found today. But so I'm going to invite on via YouTube a little 6-minute visitor. We're going to have a guest speaker on persistence, in which I took an hour for a 6-minute video to take some notes. And so I'm going to talk about it afterward. But I'm going to pause that thought right now. And I'm going to kind of look through who we have on tonight. We have I don't know, there's more than 16 at least people here that's on the Zoom tonight. And smile pretty, because I'm going to take a picture. Everybody smile. Okay. All right. So that one's for the books. What I would like to do is, who has a story that you would like to share? What's been going on in your week or your 2 weeks? Or what are you just like, something is changing. This is my life, my paradigms are changing, and this is what's happening. So who would like to share tonight of what may be going on in your world, in your life, in your heart? What do you have to share with us? So anybody that would like to step on and talk about what's going on in your world? Anybody? Okay. All right. If not, that's okay. I see everybody's kind of.
I'll go.
Okay, Mary. Okay, Mary will go first. All right. Go ahead, Mary.
All right. Well, I feel like the last couple of weeks for me have actually been more preliminary than they should have been. I feel like I've had too many I ams. I must have 200. And so after your Zoom today, which was great with Tara, it just hit me that I needed to figure out what was the most important thing that I needed to get me right inside and moving forward, you know, and all I need is the mindset. Everything else is going to come. You guys are absolutely right. So for me, the I am that I'm, the small segment that I'm going to keep repeating over and over, and appreciate this or don't, but it's me, is I am God's perfect creation. I have been given all the gifts I need by God to do everything good I want to do. I am taking action every minute of every day to use the gifts that I've been given to strive to be that perfect creation. And that's what I'm going to say over and over and over. And my favorite affirmation is the same as yours, Becky. And I've talked to people, I don't know how many people, but I forget to say it every time. And from this moment forward, every time I talk to anyone, I am going to say, I am so happy and so thankful that people want to hear what I have to say and join my LifeVantage business.
Yeah.
Period. I have a one-on-one tomorrow morning with a lady I met at a networking event last week. I'll let you all know how it goes.
Yay! Yay!
That's all I wanted to say.
Brilliant. Brilliant. I mean, Mary, that seems to like cover it all. That's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And I agree. You are God's most perfect creation.
We all are.
Yes, we are. That's absolutely beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing. Anybody else? Step up. Even, I mean, it doesn't have to be like, oh, everything's awesome and great. You know, this isn't about like perfection and like, because everything's great. I mean, if there's been some struggles that you've kind of been struggling with a bit in this last week, we know, and you don't have to share, but what anybody want to share? Just
one more thing, Becky.
Yeah, go ahead, Mary.
I'm starting over today with Project 1000 is my project. It's going through the end of September. That's all.
Awesome.
I put it on Facebook today too.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Thank you.
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
All right, this is Annie. So hello.
Hi, Annie.
And hi. I am not visual. I am only audio tonight. So that's because I didn't blow dry my hair. So there. It's been a wild ride since this group started. That's all I can say. And I thought, oh, ho hum, another group. Oh, ho hum, another group. But I have been very diligent and religious in this, making it a lifestyle change. And I don't know really if as a result of this, or it's just timing, or this is the way it's going to be. But I do know that I can't allow any negativity into my head. It's just like, it's so toxic anymore that I have to interrupt myself and go, okay, all right, we're going to eliminate that, replace it with something else. So that's been really, really good. And I think that has made a difference in some of the things I've done. I've done a lot of interviewing lately, and Friday I got a job offer, yay. And
Yay.
we'll see, you know, there's the old me going, yeah, we'll see, because it's not a done deal. Yeah, because. But they're very interested, and all they have to do is run a background check, and so off I go. And Becky, I'll be in your neck of the woods. So.
Oh, yay. Oh, that's right. We did have a chat about that.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh.
Well, we'll talk this week. Yeah. But it's nice to feel the energy moving again.
Mm-hmm.
And even though it may not be everything that I always want, it is moving, and I am as dedicated as I can be to going with the flow. So I thank you all for this group and for the reminders. It's so essential. And I don't know how long it really takes to ingrain the habit, because I've always thought of it as, hey, this is not really my personality. So I'm trying to also suspend that as well and just go with what is.
Good.
So thank you all so much.
Oh, thank you for sharing, Annie. Truly, thank you.
Yeah.
Go ahead and mute yourself back out if you get a chance to there. Anybody else before we just carry on and I'll move forward here? We don't have to keep us too long. Amy, you've got a big smile on your face, dear heart. I just love it. You're so sweet. Oh, you're
Lisa and
precious.
I have just something really brief.
Sure.
Well, I am so excited because I am going to be a father in 2 weeks.
Oh, Van. Oh.
And she has our beautiful princess right here.
Oh.
And it's so cool because Eva's starting to catch the vision and want to join us. And so I don't want to make it about I am, but I'm going to just for now. I am going to be a Pro 3. I am going to watch Stacy be a Pro 5 in Orlando. And I am going to introduce our Platinum Pro 1 to all of you tonight. She's joining us.
Yes. Oh, man. Congratulations. Oh, my gosh. That is so beautiful. Oh.
And the last one is I am feeling so incredible on the inside because we are on Pro Tandem Nerf 1, Nerf 2, physique, fat burner, the milkshakes, all that stuff. And it really does make a huge difference in how good we feel. So look out, we're fired up and starting to really see how incredible our products are.
How awesome is that? That's
Yeah.
beautiful. That is absolutely beautiful. Well, we're so glad that you're a part of this and have joined us. And when you get the chance, it lays the foundation to walk back through and see the Zoom 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Watch them all and kind of the journey that we've all been on. And some of us have come on it in at different measures in it. Some of us have been on it for the beginning, but what really is being built into our lives will be something that carries on with us for the rest of our lives. That is my prayer and my hope for each one that have stepped on this journey. Not everybody, I don't think, has stayed on the journey, and that's a choice, whether you step on this and go and see. But I find myself being very addicted to the results that are coming out of my life. And Myron, I know you've mentioned things that are just, you're another, I'm just seeing you popping all over the place. And Mylena, who I don't think's on tonight, there's just popping going on all over the place. And Kelly and Mary and Vicky and Stacy. I mean, all of you are just like, there's just things happening, and others are catching it. And it doesn't matter at what point. It's that aha moment that we get. There's just all of a sudden this time that you're just like, oh, I really get it. I get it. And when you do, that's when the process begins to take place. So I really want to share with you and our special speaker tonight. Wouldn't it be fun if he could be here in person? I don't know. Guess what? I'm believing for that. I'm actually believing that Becky Taylor, whoever I am, Becky Taylor, someday will get a hold of Bob Proctor and have him on this Zoom Live. Wouldn't that be amazing? So
Hey, Becky.
I've got some big goals for that. Yes, Kelly.
Really quick, I just want to tell you, at the Pro 5 Summit, I had the opportunity one night to eat dinner with Darren, and I told him, we were talking about speakers at the event and the next speakers and what we thought of them. And of course I said, oh my gosh, I just love Bob Proctor, Darren. And I told him what you were doing. I said, we've really taken that. I said, of all the speakers, something just, hit me with what he said. And I said, I told him that you had formed this group and how we've all grown. And he really was like, that's really great to know. And so I said, this is just between all of us here. I just said, what are the chances of him coming again? Because we'd love to hear him. That was just a short amount. So I think he is coming to the next Elite. So, I mean, if something happens, don't say you heard it here, but,
yeah.
but Rachel and I were able to say, cause he was like, do you think that people would like, I was like, oh, please. Yes. And plus he's not, he's getting up there. I mean, he's probably gonna live forever, but and I said, it was just so powerful. So once I told him about you and what you've done, I think that sealed the deal that we are taking it, running with it. So hopefully, fingers crossed, he'll be in Orlando.
Oh,
I just had to say that.
Oh, I'm so glad. You know what? And maybe it was us, because I don't know. We have a lot of people that are sidelined that aren't a part of of Team Heart necessarily, or even LifeVantage that are in this group. And if there and many that aren't a part of our, our immediate team, which is what I wanted. It didn't matter. I just want people that are abroad in LifeVantage. This is personal. This is what we're doing for our own lives. But oh my goodness, if he came back, and if this little group of what we have done, that's exciting. Oh my!
Well, I wanted to give you.
Thank you for sharing that. I kind of had that wonder. I kind of wondered. I had this little suspicion, but I don't know. I have visions and dreams just because I know he's such a real deal guy. So wouldn't that just be like, I don't know, it surprised me. But tonight, I'm going to go and let's see. It takes me a minute to kind of figure out how to do this because I've got this. When I knew I wanted to talk about perseverance tonight, because really, I just really felt like this is where we're at. Well, where I'm at, and like I said, with this journey is that you guys are kind of taking the journey as I'm going on this journey. And I found that the habit has come now that at nighttime, I literally go to bed, I put these ears in, I turn on my cell phone, and in comes my personal declarations and what I'm doing personally. And so it's a constant now habit, but I've really sensed that I have to persevere. It's interesting that it's like the minute I feel my foot let off the gas pedal, everything starts to go down again. And old paradigms kind of tend to want to burble back up. As I thought, those babies are, at 54 years old, those are really ingrained in me. And it doesn't matter how old you are, they can be really ingrained in you. So the law of repetition has to keep going. And how are we going to do that? But through persistence. And so I thought I want to do a little searching around, and I actually didn't even Google Bob Proctor necessarily. I was just on YouTube and dialed in paradigm shift and persistence. And sure enough, guess what came up? A 6-minute video. It is so packed. I'm just going to warn you in advance. It is so packed full of nuggets that I'm just going to play it through once, and then I'm going to recap a few of the highlight notes, and then I'll be posting it in our group so that you can really take it and digest it, because it really sealed the deal for me of how important this is to not stop. And I look at him I think he said he was late 70s or 80 or something how old he is. He's getting up there. And I looked at it and thought, holy moly, this guy still does this every day of his life. Who am I to stop? This is a lifetime journey. So give me just a minute here. Share screen. So I need to find here where I want to go. Kelly, can you come on, because you really helped me navigate through this last time of how to get to, I think I can find it now. Here we are. How to expand. All right, there. Yay. I think I found it. This is the 11. Let me go back one. Okay. Can you guys see this?
Yes, I can see it, and then I'll wait and let you know I can hear it.
Okay, I'm going to open it up here, and let me back it up. All right. You hear it, Kelly?
No, turn it up. There you go. A little bit more.
There may be no heroic connotation to the word persistence.
That's as high as I can make it.
Is to the character of the human, like what carbon is.
You guys, I'm going to start it over. It's only 6 minutes, okay? I'm going to start it from scratch. So now that we have it loud as we can go, I just don't want you to miss any of it. He dives right in, and then it just goes a quick 6 minutes. So here we go.
Just one part of your personality to tell.
Becky, it's really low. You might want to take your earbuds out and see if that helps.
Napoleon Hill suggested that there may be no heroic connotation to the word persistence.
That's all I got.
But he said the quality is to the character of the human like what carbon is to steel. Persistence is going to keep you going in the face of almost every obstacle that you can imagine. It is based upon your focus being directed towards the positive polarity in life. Now, Its negative brother will bring you nothing but miserable disappointments, heartache, and tears. His name, of course, is stubbornness. So you want to stay on the positive polarity. It's a well-documented fact that a high percentage of all goals that are set are abandoned, usually fairly early. Numerous dreams fade and are lost because this one great quality has never been developed. And it's not that people don't try, they do. However, for the most part, individuals who fail to develop persistence are operating with a misconception, which very likely results from their ignorance of the law of cause and effect. That's a law that Emerson referred to as the law of laws. Now, it's generally believed that a lack of persistence is caused by a weak willpower. A person could actually have a very highly evolved willpower and still lack persistence. Build an image in your mind of a hypothetical individual. We'll let this person be represented by our mind-body illustration that we've been using. Then say this person also believes that a weak willpower is the cause of a lack of persistence. Now, this person could be attempting to win a battle that's never going to be won. The cause of their problem lies in the image that they're emotionally involved with. You see, their problem is then compounded with the false belief that their behavior is the primary cause of their unwanted result. Behavior is always a secondary cause of results. The primary cause of a result is the image that is firmly planted in the subconscious mind, which must be expressed in behavior. I want you to realize that. You take a look at results, you've got to clearly understand that behavior is a secondary cause. We say behavior causes results, and it does, but it's a secondary cause. The image that's held in the mind is the primary cause of results, and the image in the mind must be expressed in behavior. That's what's causing you to act the way you act. Now, if there's ever a war between the will and the imagination is going to win hands down every time. I'm not suggesting the will does not have to be developed. It does. It must become highly developed. However, the will always directs you toward the image you are emotionally involved with. Think of a person who is 50 pounds overweight. That shouldn't be too difficult for you. And you've just met this person and they've gone on a diet to lose weight. 5 years later, they're 50 pounds overweight and they're still going on a diet to lose weight. They honestly believe that their problem is a lack of willpower because they persist to adhere to the habitual behavior, the unwanted behavior of eating the forbidden fruit. This person has failed to create an image of the new result they desire, a vision of themselves at their perfect weight. Therefore, they've never properly planted such an image in their subconscious mind, which they could hold and continue to nourish through visualization and affirmation until it has gained strength over the image, causing the result they do not want. Now, their willpower is working probably very well, but it is directing them toward the expression of the old unwanted image that they're still emotionally involved with. See, the old image is being expressed through the behavioral patterns that'll cause the repeated manifestation of the old image. And they get the same results over and over and over and over again, trying to diet forever. The individual's real problem is a lack of understanding of what is causing the results that they're getting in their life. Results they do not want, the results they're attempting to change. They view their behavior as the cause of their unwanted results. And they repeatedly attempt to be persistent in changing those behavioral patterns, but fail time and time again. You see, their habitual behavior is a natural expression of the image that's deeply planted in their subconscious mind. There's not a person alive who is able to persist in the change of a behavior without altering the image, which is causing that behavior. When you're attempting to change behavior, your persistence must be continually connected to your desired vision, a vision that you're emotionally involved with. Your intellectual factors hold the potential for enormous good when they're properly employed. However, you must remember that everything has an opposite, and any one of your intellectual factors can turn without warning into a destructive, lethal enemy when they're not directed towards the results that are wanted. You see, it's not difficult to find an individual who's persistently doing what they don't want to do and achieving results they don't want to achieve. A lack of persistence is not their problem. How they're using their persistence is. Ignorance and paradigms are the enemy that we must defeat. Everyone is persistent. Our objective must be to put persistence to work for us rather than against us.
Okay, let me plug back in here and switch the screen back here. That's what I stop share. Okay, all right, that was loaded. I know, it's kind of mind-blowing because he just went so fast. Can everybody hear me again? Okay, he went so fast and he had so much to say. So I kind of just threw that in there to drop in the seed. I'm kind of having a scratchy thing going on. I'm not sure if anybody is not muted. I think everybody is, but I'm not sure what's happening here. I'm hearing some feedback in my ears, but I'm going to try to talk through it. So that was a really super fast, tons of information in it. But there's a couple highlights that I'm just going to run through as I'm kind of wrapping this up, because truly there is so much gold in this persistence. And what that really showed me was persistence wasn't just this raw determination that I'm going to continue on. It's really so much bigger than that. And I'm just going to give you a few quotes that I felt like were just some highlight quotes. I literally was almost an hour. It took me to stop, play, rewind, play, stop, rewind, play, that little 6 minutes to get the gold out of this. And I'm going to encourage you to go back through that again and again, because what he is talking about persistence is really big. It's a really big concept. And one of the first things is individuals who fail to develop perseverance are operating with a misconception. And the misconception is that it's generally believed that it's a lack of persistence is a lack of willpower. And he really unpackaged very quickly the difference between powering through and willpower and persistence. Remember we talked about when we were doing our declarations and I ams that you really have to have the emotion attached to it. Well, this is where he really gets into this. And he says, the problem lies in the image that we're involved with. Problem is then compounded by the belief that their behavior is the primary cause. Their behavior is the primary cause of their unwanted result. So is it your behavior causing your result, or is it that which you are actually believing and seeing in the image in your mind? And that's why he gave that illustration. And we've probably all had that ourselves as we've gone through times of where we wanted to lose weight and reach some health goals in our life. And we have this behavior. We're going to start eating differently and we're going to exercise every day, and the result stays the same. And that's a year later, no results have happened because we don't have an image in our mind that we're emotionally attached to that we see as the result. And that's kind of the aha I was getting in persistence, in this idea of persistence, is that what is the image that you see in your mind of the result that you want to pursue and persist towards? If it's in your business, what is your business goal? And Van, you talked about that I'm a Pro 3. I'm going to see myself as that, and I have a platinum distributor. And this is your goal. So what does that look like to feel it, to know it, to be emotionally involved in that, and to persist towards that goal and be emotionally involved in that which you're persisting towards? behavior, here's another one of his golden nuggets, and I just wrote down the golden nuggets. Behavior is always a secondary cause of the results. Behavior, what you're doing, your behavior is always a secondary cause of results. The primary cause of the result is the image that is firmly planted in the subconscious mind. And when that image is firmly planted in the subconscious mind, it must be expressed through behavior. So those of you that we've watched the Zooms and we've known that subconscious mind, that place that we are actually live from, is the behavior that we are actually living from, not the intent, not the behavior. It's actually the subconscious mind which is expressing our behavior. Hence the repetition of Mary, of exactly what you said, this is the repetition of who I am, my repetition of every day of saying that I am so happy. And I say I'm so happy because I want my emotions to be involved. And I say I am so thankful because thankfulness is an emotion that you feel. Happiness and joy is an emotion that you feel. So I declare I am so happy and so thankful that people want to hear what I have to say and join my Life Vantage. And I call it company, is how I say it, my Life Vantage business. And I feel it. And when I feel it, because I'm saying it with an emotion of happiness, I'm saying it with an emotion of thankfulness, I'm seeing it in my mind, I'm seeing myself in front of people, in my mind, in my everything inside of me is seeing me, and I'm seeing myself looking into their eyes and passionately telling them about this opportunity that nobody else has a conversation. Nobody on the planet can say that we're waking up ourselves and causing this cellular life to happen and making our own antioxidants. And I am like seeing people nodding and going, oh my goodness, this is what we are standing on here. So this is the emotion that I am putting in to even just that one statement alone, which I find what he was saying about persisting in that, persisting in it. And I'm not going to lie. I have a confession, and I'm one of my I ams is that I am a Pro 7 by October 2016. Oh, I'm not gonna lie. I'm just like, that's a hard one. I'm just like, boom, my paradigm is like, really? Oh, come on. You've got to be kidding. You see your numbers now? Look at your numbers. Really? You think you can be a Pro 7? You see how high those Pro 7 numbers are? So I'm just like, oh, it's hard. I'm not going to lie. That one's hard, but I'm saying it, and I'm saying I'm so happy and I'm so thankful. I don't know. A miracle's going to happen for that to happen, but I have to see it, right? I'm going to do that which Eric Worre talks about. He's like, you shoot for this. Those people that shoot for this level up here, you might hit this. But if I hit the real level, which the real level is, well, you know, as far as mid-month, I've hit my Pro 4. I want to try to requalify for Pro 5 and see if I can push past that for the month of August. I mean, I'm looking at numbers, so I'm having to face the reality of what I'm seeing with the reality of what I'm seeing. Get the difference? The reality of what I'm seeing in my back office versus the reality of what I'm seeing in my confession and my belief and in my perseverance. So those of you that are trying to hit Pro 3 or Pro 2, Pro 1 even, requalify for Pro 1, that's okay. You've got to shoot for this level and see it and feel it, be thankful for it and go for it and persist. That's going to be our key here, folks, is that, guess what? When you hit Pro 2, when you hit Pro 3, Van, guess what? There's a Pro 4 and a Pro 5. So there's always something to be reaching for and persisting toward. And that means that our level of belief in what we can accomplish has to keep rising to the measure of where we're going. So I can see very easily that I'm going to have to continue this journey on through the growth of my whole life. Makes perfect sense, this whole concept of persistence. So, and this is another little gold nugget that he said, and it all happened so fast. If there is a war between the imagination and the will, I'm going to call the fist the will, and the mind, here's the imagination, here's your will, your willpower, okay? If there's a war between the imagination and the will, the imagination is going to win hands down every time. That, to me, is powerful. That is powerful. And you know what? I remember years ago when I know there's a power of the will, and the will is very, very important. I am not going to diminish the power of the will. God gave us a will and a choice. He even said, choose life or choose death. It's your choice. You get to will to choose. So there's a powerful reality about the will. So I am not diminishing the power of the will, but I know for a fact that there was seasons of my life that I willed. Well, I'm going to tell you a really big one, very transparent. I willed to save a marriage. I willed to do it. It was everything in my will. And my will was not strong enough to save a marriage. My will alone. I know the will is powerful. I could choose life or I could choose death. But that will alone did not break through. Now, this whole concept of all the paradigms that are inside in the imagination, didn't even know what that was like or how that existed back in that day. But what I do know is that what I can live now is what I see myself being. I did not see myself in a place of success back in that day. I willed it. I wanted it, but I honestly did not see it. I saw myself as a failure. I felt myself as a failure as a wife, as a mother, as a homemaker. I'm just telling you, I'm just being honest with you. That was what really lived inside of me. That was that place that I could not break through, that place inside of me to live from anything that I felt like, even though I willed to do it, inside I honestly felt like a complete failure. And guess what? That's what I manifested. I failed, and it happened. However it is, that's just what manifested in my life. And I get that now. I get the difference between will and belief. That's what I believed about myself. I believed a whole lot less. So that to me is absolutely huge. The will, though, however, your will always directs you toward the image you are emotionally involved with. Now, listen to that again and again. I'll be posting that in the group. I want you to listen to him over and over again and tear it apart. The will always directs you toward the image you are most emotionally involved with. Guess what? Back in that day, I was mostly involved with the image that I'm a failure, that I'm failing in my marriage, failing in my life, failing in all these areas. And I saw myself fail in the past businesses I've tried in my life. I failed and I failed and I failed. Now, mind you, there's a concept of failing forward. I failed forward. I kept moving forward, and I could pick myself up, wash myself off, and we're going to move forward, but I failed. So what's the difference between going forth in a mindset here now and then? Is because I am building an emotional image inside myself of success. I am successful. I am so happy and thankful that everything I put my hands to succeeds. Guess what? That's also a scripture. That's also in the Bible. And I'm going to choose to believe that everything I put my hands to succeeds. So these are the things that I'm building over and over and over inside myself and becoming emotionally involved about. This one I wrote gold next to, and we're coming to the end where I don't want to keep you too much longer. It's about visualizing the result you desire. Now, remember when on Zoom number 3, I think it was, maybe 2, and I said, okay, for those of you that have a hard time visualizing, I want you to see in your mind an elephant. Remember we did that? See in your mind an elephant. And everybody says, okay, I can see the trunk and the tail's wagging and slapping, and the ears are flopping. And I said, now close your eyes a minute and see that as a pink elephant. And not one of you could not see a pink elephant. And so the proof is that every one of us has an imagination of what we can see. And so what does it look like to you to be a Pro 3, a Pro 4, a Pro 5, a Pro 6, a Pro 7? What does that look like? What are you doing when you are in that place? How are you acting? What is your daily behavior like? Means you're making more calls, you're checking in with your people each day or each week? What are your activities looking like? What is your day? How is your day structured differently? What are you visualizing yourself and your behaviors in your daily life like as a Pro 3, as a Pro 4, as a Pro 5, 6, 7, for those that are in this business? And if you're in another business, there's some that are in here. What are you visualizing? See yourself. So it's very important. It's about visualizing the result you must desire. Now, it must be held, and it must be continued to be nourished. This is important. It must be held and be continued to be nourished through visualization and affirmation until it has gained strength over the image, causing the result that you do not want. Want me to say that again? That was good. I'm going to say it again. Visualizing the result you desire. It must be held and be continued to be nourished through visualization and affirmation until it has gained strength over the image, causing the result you do not want. This is the key of persistence. Persistence is bigger than we think. I think that's the point I want to make, is that this journey of persistence is not like, yay, let's just keep going. Let's keep trekking on. Let's keep having these Zooms. But guess what? We could Zoom all day long. And if you are not doing the work of visualization, declaration, building into your belief system, day after day, sometimes it's moment after moment of each day, you're not going to get to that point of having those results that you do not want. And to get the results you do want, it's going to take persistence. And that is just my aha, my yes, this is where I want to go. And I 100% believe in each and every one of you that you can persist. It's a choice of your own. This is the thing. This is a ho'oponopono napo lo lo blah. Ho'oponopono, that thing, where you take full responsibility for your own persistence, for your own choices, for your choices you make in the morning, the choices you make that this 200-pound elephant that you have to pick up and call that person that is on your heart that you know you're supposed to call or text, that you do it with confidence, because people want to hear what you have to say and join your LifeVantage business. So that's the paradigm. That's the persistence, that your day-to-day activity, putting those earphones in your ears and hearing those affirmations to yourself. And however that works for you, day after day, persisting. Now, there is not a person alive who is able to persist in the change of behavior without altering the image causing that behavior. There's not a person alive who is able to persist in the change of a behavior without altering the image causing that behavior. So if you want to change a behavior that is manifesting from your life, you have to change the image of that behavior. This is why we have to see with emotion and feeling where we're going and what you are believing in. When you are attempting to change behavior, your persistence must be continually connected to your desired vision. I'm going to say that again because that's worth repeating. When you are attempting to change behavior, okay, when you're attempting to change behavior, your persistence must be continually connected to your desired vision. A vision that you are emotionally involved with. So Van, for example, I am a Pro 3. I feel it. I smell it. I see it. I see the little Pro 3 button that has the 3 little diamonds in it. I know that. That's right where I'm going. That's my next goal. I feel it. I am so happy. Here's your declaration. I am so happy. For any of you that have that Pro 3 goal, I am so happy and so thankful that I am a Pro 3. I mean, that's huge. That's amazing. So go, you've got this. Emotionally attached to the direction you are going, okay? And the last thing is ignorance and paradigms. These things that are stuck under here, these lies that we've believed, these lies that you can't do or you're going to fail it again. Like, just try all you want. You're going to fail again. That's one of the old paradigms is you can try all you want and you're going to fail. Get rid of it. No way, man. We're changing that paradigm. We're going to see something different. The law of repetition, of declarations, I ams, is going to wash that old paradigm out and change that paradigm to where what you're going to see is I am a Pro 3. I am a Pro 6. I am a Pro 7. I'm a Pro 8, 9, 10. Wherever you're going, that is the reality. That is it. So ignorance and paradigms are the enemies that we must defeat. And how are they defeated? Through perseverance. So that, my friends, is absolutely the word I have for you tonight, is it's time to persevere. And perseverance is a much bigger concept than I ever dreamt it was. When I knew that I needed to talk about perseverance and learn about perseverance, I honestly did not know that this is how big it actually is. So I'm going to post that for you. I kind of am regurgitating what the nuggets that I took out of it again. I'm going to be taking more out of it and just growing it myself. I give it to you and absolutely send you off with that kind of growth and blessing and perseverance for your next week or two. I'm here for you guys anytime, and some of you are reaching out to me. Feel free anytime to reach out and talk to me privately or on Messenger or face-to-face or however you want. I'm absolutely here for you. But I hope that something in here tonight will absolutely lock something down inside of you, give you that true grit of I will persevere, but I'm going to do it within mind of how big this is. We're going to lock a vision and a picture, emotionally attached to that, and head towards that which we desire and that which we are going and heading towards. So with that, is there any last comments that anybody would like to say? I would love to just open it up, and if you have any thoughts, comments, say them out, and we'll call it a wrap for tonight.
I'll say something really quick. Becky, that was amazing. And here's what I'll just say to all of you guys. We can all do this. Like, this is, it's so, I don't even want to say it's simple. It's very, I love thinking of images. I love saying my affirmations. Like, I love that kind of stuff, right? But you just have to do it on a consistent basis. But there's not one of you on here that cannot do that. And that's powerful. We're not saying, that's the part. So just do it. I promise you things will happen. Becky, it was amazing. And don't doubt yourself, and start, and let's commit. So great job.
Yes. Good last word. And Kelly, what are you? A Pro 7? Are you a 7 or
I'm a
6?
7.
You're a
I'm a
7. Hello, Miss Pro 7.
If
From
I
her-
can do
from
it,
her
you
mouth.
guys can do that.
So
And one
there
thing
you
I'll
go.
tell you guys is find something that you've done before. So like if you've hit Pro 1 or if you've helped somebody hit Pro 2, you know what that's like. Go do 5 or 6 of those. Like then this is the way you'll hit 5, 6, and 7. So, by hitting Pro 7s, go create 5 Pro 4s. Like, how to do that. Like, go do that. So take something that you've done and just do the math and just do it more times, and you'll hit goals that you might think are really lofty, but that's what it takes. So I don't know if that helps, but you can do it.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's truly awesome. Well, bless you guys. And any last word, and we're going to call it a wrap. You guys are so amazing, and I love seeing your faces and having you here on the call. So, yeah, awesome.
Becky, on one of our first calls, you said you were told us what you were gonna wear when you walked the stages of Pro 7. I think it was a white dress. Did you get it yet? Okay. I'm visualizing you in a white dress.
Okay, I guess I better get going then, huh? Okay, yeah, I've got a couple months to do some shopping. Thank you, sweetie, for that reminder. Keep reminding me of that one. Okay, well, anyway, you know what? I have to share with this one last thing. One crazy paradigm I did, something that I wanted to do for a while because it was bothering me. For those of you that you probably can't see because we're on little tiny screens, but I went and got braces. That was just a little thing that has been something inside of my heart that, it's my 3rd time in my life I've had braces, but my teeth all went crooked. And I just got this little bug in my bonnet 2 weeks ago and said, I'm going to do it, guys. And I walked out of there with braces. Not going to lie. There they are. So, you know what? I can't even tell you the things that are changing inside of me. I never dreamt in the world I'd go through braces for the 3rd time in my life. So, you know what? The sky is the limit. 54 years old, and I feel like a teenager.
Becky, I did it when I was 58. So,
yeah. Why not? Yeah.
You, girl. But don't forget to wear your retainers, okay?
Right, I know. That's the thing. I know. That's what I'm saying. This is my 3rd round, so that's when it'll happen. But anyway, that was just a kind of neat little thing that burbled up inside of me. That's, I believe, is as a result of all this that's happening in our lives. So
awesome.
I love you guys all so much. I just feel so I just feel so bonded to you all. This is so special to me. Those of you that are listening, that will be listening on via, because I know you'll be watching this later. We love you guys too. Even if you're not here live, you're here with us. And so we're going to call it a wrap. Good night. Blessings on each and every one of you. And we'll talk to you again soon. Mwah.
Bye.
Bye.